Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here. So we got another Washington Commanders weekly live stream, and in today's stream I will be previewing the Washington Commanders versus Chicago Bears week 5 matchup, and I will be there at FedEx Field to, tomorrow night 8:15 to see this game. I'm hoping it's a dub and a convincing dub, but you never know with this team. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, that notification bell as well. Got a little bit of scoreboard on the bottom just, to give you guys some, scores from the weekend and stuff like that. Let me know if you guys like it or you don't. And yeah, so, this is a big week. We're going to go over injury reports, stuff like that. If you guys are here, go ahead and say hi in the chat. A little bit of a late stream, late notice on it. What's up, RSS Swimmer? Appreciate you coming through. What's up, Twan18 says offense should put up at least 31. I hope they put up a bunch of points, and I hope this defense doesn't allow a ton of points to this Bears offense, because the Bears offense is not that good. So if we are, getting not blown out, but if we're allowing 24 plus points to the Chicago Bears, that to me is very, very concerning. But yeah, if you guys are here, go ahead and say hi in the comment section, or if you're watching the playback, the run back, say hi in the comment section. If not, say hi in the chat right now. What's up, Todd? It's on subscriber mode only, so it's free. You just gotta hit that subscribe button. But the Commanders injury updates, nothing crazy. So Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel are good to go, and they were dealing with some injuries. Curtis Samuel with a quad, and Jahan Dotson with an ankle injury, and then Chris Rodriguez is questionable with an illness. Don't know what that illness is, but he's been dealing with it for a while, and for the last week or so he's been out. He was out for the Eagles game and might be out for this game as well. Hopefully he comes back soon. And then the Bears have a lot of injuries. Let me pull it up right here, but they have a lot of guys that are out. So Jaquan Brisker, he is questionable with a hamstring injury, and he appeared on the injury report today. So that was something that Bears fans and people analysts and stuff weren't expecting. I'm trying to see the injury report right here, but he is questionable to play in this game. That would be a big loss for them. And then they got Eddie Jackson, their safety. He is going to be out for this game. He's one of their better defenders, if not their best defender. And then Jalen Johnson, cornerback, he is out with a hamstring injury. And let's see, Chase Claypool is out with whatever drama he's dealing with the Bears. And then Tevin Jenkins, I believe their second round pick from a few years ago, was the same. He was the same draft class as Justin Fields. He's questionable, and he practiced in full all week, but a lot of Bears fans seem to think that he's not going to be playing. What's up? Sushi Mike says JDR better be on his game tomorrow. I agree. Delonte says we getting this W for sure. We turning up this new path we on. Hey, I hope if we can get this dub, we're 3-2, and you have a long rest before you play the Falcons. Got to get that dub as well, and then you play the. Why am I forgetting? It's the Falcons, and then is it the Giants? Let's see. I think there's someone before the Giants, or actually no, I think it is the Falcons and then the Giants, and that that's a pretty, you should win those games. You got the Giants, and then you got the Eagles, but that's at home. Then you got the Patriots, who Christian Gonzalez is out for the year. Matthew Judon, their best defender, is out for a while. So the Commanders could be playing them at the right time, and that could be a win. It's going to be tough because, Bill Belichick's always really good against these young quarterbacks. And you have a lot of winnable games. The next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, I would say. There's a couple ones that are tough, like the Eagles. That's going to be a tough one. And then, of course, those Giants ones are competitive, and the Seahawks ones are as well. But there's not a game there where I'm like, okay, we're going to get blown out there. I really don't think so. In a lot of those games, I think we're going to be favorited. I think, we are, favorites to win the Bears game. Falcons, I think it'll be close because it is at Atlanta, but we might be favorites in that game depending on how we play in the Bears game and how they play in their game this week. Giants at New York, it'll be a toss-up in terms of who's a favorite, but we should win that game. And then at Washington against the Eagles, we might be slight underdogs, but let's see. Hey, Pedro, I don't know if you got my Discord message, but I'm going to be at the game tomorrow if you want to meet up. Next 3 are Chicago, Atlanta, and New York. Yeah, I saw your Discord message. I responded. I will be there. Oh, actually, I didn't see what section you are in, if you said that, but I will be at the game. Don't know the exact section yet. Someone else got the ticket for me. We're going in a group. Going to be driving up tomorrow, so it's cutting a little close, but should be good, and I'm excited for it for sure. But yeah, appreciate you being a member again. And he says next 3 games are Chicago, Atlanta, and New York. Yeah, I'm definitely down to meet up. At halftime at a certain section. I know Rio's going to be there and a bunch of other guys as well. So definitely want to meet up with some of those guys and you guys as well. If you guys are there, just hit me up on Twitter, Discord. I'll try to put the Discord link in the description or just in the comment section here below, and I'll try to meet up with as many of you guys as I can. And if you see me, just yell out my name, I'll answer. Elias says, how you doing, Pedro? I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking and appreciate you coming through. And yet Sushi says, still can't believe he called soft coverage against the Eagles when they were all they were looking for is a field goal. Yeah, that was ridiculous. And I'm gonna try to figure out, I'm doing Streamlabs so I can put all these graphics up, but I'm gonna try to figure out how to put the comments and stuff and the super chats. But yeah, that was bad by Jack Del Rio. I did not agree with it. And that last possession of the Eagles we had him at 3rd and 17, and he decides to play soft coverage, and they get 8-9 yards. I can't remember who he passed it to, but might have been Swift or something, or Swift was before, but whatever. They got 8-9 yards, and then after that they kicked a field goal because Elliott is a beast. Brennan, appreciate the $5 donation. He says, I'm in section 423, but I'm in the orange parking lot before the game. Yeah, I'm in a 400 section as well. Not exactly sure, I'm not exactly sure the specific one, but I will be in the 400 sections. I'll DM you on Discord to let you know, but appreciate that donation, man, for sure. But let's get into the rest of the injury reports, and then we're gonna go into keys to victory and stuff like that. Not gonna do a full hour stream, probably will be 30 to 45 minutes. Got to get stuff ready for tomorrow, finish up some schoolwork. But yeah, the Bears definitely have a lot of injuries, and they're gonna be struggling in the secondary. Like, we have to take advantage of that for sure, and I'll talk about that in the keys to victory. But yeah, man, this game is a game you 100% should win. There's no doubt about it. Every game's going to be, is tough, and, they're going to be very motivated. They've lost every single game. They're desperate, but it's still a game you 100% should win. And yeah, we got to get that win, go to 3-2. I would love it to be a convincing win or a blowout, but hey, give me a win's a win. As long as you don't have too many injuries and the team looks okay, a win's a win. But against this team, you definitely want to try to blow them out, or at least win in convincing fashion. Like, at the minimum, try to do what you did against the Texans last year, where you never really felt like the Texans had a chance, but they still didn't completely dominate the Texans. Like, the scoreboard, the score at the end of the game wasn't that crazy, but those are the injury reports and stuff like that. Now on to keys to victory, and if you guys have any, go ahead and put those in the chat. So some keys to victory for me, attack that secondary, man. Attack that secondary. You are playing, already it's not a great defense, and then you lose. Sorry about that. Eddie Jackson's out, Jalen Johnson's out, Kyler Gordon's out. Like, all their top guys are out. I'm gonna look at their depth chart right now, but it's not great, guys. It's not great, and you should be able to definitely go after that secondary. The only guy that's pretty good is Jaquan Brisker, but he's questionable for this game. Like, their starting secondary is Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson. 2 of those guys are going to be out. 2 of those guys will be out, and then you got Tyreek Stevenson, who is their starter at cornerback, who haven't really heard of him, and then they have Jaquan Brisker, who's questionable. Greg Stroman's on their team, and a couple other guys they have are on IR. But they're also guys, their D-line, no one on their D-line scares me. I mean, I guess like Yannick Ngakoue is kind of like, could do, make a little bit of noise. But after, besides that, Andrew Billings, Justin Jones, DeMarcus Walker, like their linebackers are nice. TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds, that's something you're going to have to, watch out for a little bit, maybe not attack them. But besides that, like their defense isn't anything special. Offensively, they've got some playmakers. I mean, Justin Fields can do some things with his legs, but I'm not scared at all about him as a passer. And then DJ Moore is a beast at receiver. Darnell Mooney is a solid, number 2, number 3 receiver in this league. And then, Equanimeous St. Brown is, he's sometimes a deep threat. He might have gotten something on us last year. They got Cole Kmet and Robert Tonyan and Mercedes Lewis. Solid, tight end trio there. Their, offensive line isn't anything special. Yeah, they got Darnell Wright, who I definitely wanted, but, besides that, they've got a couple okay guys. But this team isn't special, guys. They're 0-4 for a reason. We got to win this game. We got to win this game for sure. Let's see some other comments. Todd says, Tech, big game on Saturday. I hope we upset Florida State in Tallahassee. I'll be listening to 105.3. I hope. It's going to be tough, though. It's a very, very tough game against a good Florida State team. Liam says need to contain Justin Fields. I agree. Need to contain Khalil Herbert. QB spy off, and we'll say JDR did decent with that against Hurts. This is even more must win than the Cardinals game. Yeah, I mean, it's right up there with that Cardinals game as a must win. So, yeah, some keys to victory for me. Attack that secondary. Give it to Jahan. Give it to Terry. Like, those guys need to eat. Those guys are playmakers, and there's no reason those guys shouldn't, dominate that secondary. And also, there's no reason their D-line should be getting consistent pressure against our offensive line. Their D-line is not that special. So that means Sam Howell will have time to drop back and, mull his options a little bit. And also, the receivers will have time, and Eric Bieniemy hopefully will scheme up some deeper routes so these guys can do a little bit more than they've been doing. But yeah, man, I'm excited for these receivers. Hopefully we get like a dominating stat line for those guys. Let's see. Besides that, keys to victory, Sam Howell has to get rid of the ball quicker. If he sees someone coming, if you make a guy miss, that's a great play. Take that and throw it away. Unless you see someone wide open. Really just throw it away. That's the next step of his game, is throwing the ball away. He needs to do that better. He needs to be better at that, and that's been the biggest knock on him. I mean, he's, got sacked 9 times against the Bills, 5 times against the Eagles, and before that got sacked a ton as well. I mean, it's just way too much. I think he's, sacked 23 times on the season, so that's averaging about 6 a game. That's way too much. That's way too much. It's got to be like even 3 a game is a lot, honestly. Like that's a lot. So hopefully in this Bears game, he's sacked at max like twice. I mean, I think they have 2 sacks in 4 games. Like this D-line, guys, it's not nice. Like it's not good. Like this offensive line is not great, but it should be able to dominate, honestly. Like, and I don't think I'll ever say that again in the rest of the season, but like this offensive line should be able to dominate against this D-line. I mean, they have 2 sacks. Yannick Ngakoue has 1 sack, and then 2 other guys have half a sack. And then, offensively, some of their stats, DJ Moore, 300 yards. And actually, we'll get into another key to victory on defense is got to pay attention to DJ Moore and don't have Emmanuel Forbes on him. I know he's going to want to have a bounce-back game, and the team's going to want to put him in position to have a bounce-back game, but he struggled big time against, A.J. Brown. We don't need another, that's part of, one of the only ways they win is him destroying us, DJ Moore destroying us. So I would put Kendall Fuller on him or even Benjamin St. Juste on him. I mean, really, either of those would be fine. Just don't put Emmanuel Forbes on him the whole game like they did against A.J. Brown. I think that was a big, big mistake. But yeah, DJ Moore is by far their biggest, threat as a pass catcher. And then Darnell Mooney has over 100 yards this year. He's solid. Averages 13 yards a catch. And then Cole Kmet. Those are their pass catchers you got to worry about. Claypool's going to be out again, and then the other guys are just rotational guys. Those are the guys. Moore and Kmet and Mooney are the guys to worry about. Like Equanimeous St. Brown has 1 catch on the year, is 21 yards. Again, he could be a deep threat against us. And then rushing, Khalil Herbert is solid. Hokey, 5 yards a carry, has 200 yards on the season. And let's see, no rushing touchdowns, but he has, one receiving touchdown, 83 receiving yards. So not a huge threat. As a receiver, averages like 20 yards a game. So you don't have to worry about him a little bit, but he's not an amazing running back. He's solid. And yeah, their offense, it's really have Kendall Fuller or St. Juice on DJ Moore, and I think you should be fine. That's the only guy really you have to worry about in this game. Let's see. Others, keys to victory. You got to contain Justin Fields. Someone said it in the chat. Sushi Mike says QB spy. Yeah, that's another one of the only ways they win this game is if Justin Fields beats us with his legs and really, really is able to dominate the game by doing that. If he's able to do that, okay, there's a chance they win the game if that happens. But besides that, I really don't see another way we lose this game, because of the defense. It's just you got to contain Justin Fields, force him to run. Also the D line, or not force him to run, force him to pass. And the D line has to play as a unit. You can't be playing undisciplined and have him, force him outside of a pocket or, get him, into those open rushing lanes where he's going to get 8-9 yards. You don't want that to happen. Also, don't want to have those situations where there's just 10 yards of green grass where no one is there. And that happened a couple of times against the Eagles. It wasn't a huge issue. It also happened against the Broncos as well, where, Josh Allen had a rushing touchdown and he had a decent amount of yards, 60 rushing yards. So that's something you also have to watch out for as well. Special teams, man, it has to be better. It absolutely has to be better. Joey Sly has been okay this year. He's missed 2, I think. One of them was on Cheeseman. Tressway's got to be better. Wasn't great in last week's game. Punt return team has to be a little bit better. Got to cut down those penalties. And then also, the kick return team has to be better. And the coverage teams have to be better as well. The punt return team hasn't been terrible. And the kick return team, most of the time you're fair catching it, so it's not a big deal. But the coverage teams, especially on punt team, have to be better. Everything about the special teams so far has been bad in my opinion. Really not many bright spots. There was a couple games where, I think it was the Denver game, where Jeremy Reeves was absolutely dominating and, great on, punt team. But besides that, I haven't noticed it a ton. And the Eagles had a decent amount of success, on, the punt return. So special teams has to be better. And I'm trying to think on offense, you obviously limit those turnovers. And on defense, let's force a turnover, man. Let's get in his face. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, get in his face, force him to throw a bad, pass. I really, really would like a Emmanuel Forbes pick 6 in this game. I would really love it. That would be amazing. I don't know if it's going to happen, but he's put himself in those positions a lot of different times to get an interception. He just had, he's gotten one, but he hasn't been able to hold on to a lot of them. So this is the game where, hey, there's probably going to be a lot of interceptable passes thrown, possibly by Justin Fields. He had a good game last week. I'm not going to lie to you guys about that, but I think you have, a solid shot to force some turnovers in this game. You really do. And if you can't force them against Justin Fields, I don't know, man. I really don't know who you're going to be able to force them against. So that is another key to victory. Try to force as many turnovers as possible and limit the turnovers on defense or on offense. Sam Howell, can't have him turn the ball over too much, if at all. And he's done a good, he did a good job, of it in the Broncos game and in the, the last game, the Eagles game. But he had 2 games where he did turn over the ball. In the Cardinals game, turned the ball over twice, and in the Bills game, turned the ball over 4 times. So he needs to be a little bit more consistent. He had 2 pretty good performances and 2 not so great ones. The Cardinals one wasn't terrible, but the Bills one definitely was. So hopefully it's a little bit more consistent, starts to become a little bit more consistent. But yeah, those are kind of my keys to victory. Now a score prediction for this game. I will say 27 to, I want to say 17. I'll say 27-20. I still don't 100% feel good about this defense. So I'm going to say a 7-point game, but like we feel pretty good about the game the whole time. So 27-20, but I almost want to do 27-17. This offense has been pretty good. I mean, that Bills game wasn't great, but they bounced back in a big way against the Eagles. So 27-20 is my my score prediction. Go ahead and put your guys's in the chat. Go ahead and put it in the chat. TJ says 24-17. I could see that. White Rabbit says hi Pedro. Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, those are my that's my score prediction. Todd says 28 Commanders, 21 Bears. That's a solid one as well. 4 touchdowns to the Commanders, 3 for the Bears. I think it'll be around in the 20 Commanders high, mid to high 20s to Bears like low 20s or high teens. Hey, as long as it's a dub, guys, like obviously I want a dominant win, but if they can just get the dub, I will be happy about that. White Rabbit says 21-3 Washington Commanders. That would be a great game, great dominant win by this defense. Elias says 27-17 Washington Commanders. I was debating between doing that or 27-20. I think it'll be around that for sure. But hey, I mean, I'm 4-0 so far this year on predictions for the games. Obviously, my score predictions have been off. Like I predicted it to be like a 7 or 10 point game against the Bills. We got destroyed, and in the Eagles game, I predicted us to lose by 7 or 10. So predictions haven't been close, but they've been accurate. So I'm looking to go to 5-0 so far this season. Liam says 34-21 Commanders, and then Evan says 28-6 Commanders. Okay, so that's the injury report, keys to victory, and score prediction. Now let's get into my mojo picks, and I did give away my Jahan Dotson jersey, but I'm still giving away a Sam Howell signed jersey and also some tickets to a game. So if you guys haven't already entered, I'm going to be picking winners in about a week or so. Let's go ahead and put it up. So that's the Jahan Dotson graphic. We'll be getting a Sam Howell one soon. But hey, Sam Howell, balled out in the Eagles game. Let's see if he does it again in the Bears game. But partnered with Mojo. I mean, I've talked about them a ton, but if you don't know, Mojo Fantasy, they just created a new app. You can download it on the Apple Store, Google Play. It'll be coming there soon. They've got thousands of different MLB and NFL player props, and you're competing against other regular fans and people, or even your friends. You can join contests with your friends versus playing against the house, which is what most other sports books and apps offer. But this is something new and exciting where you can play against your friends, and you can also trade in and out of options whenever you want, which is something I really find interesting. So if you don't like your trade and it's not doing well early on in the game, you can cash out and still get your money back. And yeah, not a lot of other sports books and apps offer that. So make sure you guys check them out. Mojo Fantasy, link is in the description. I'm also going to be putting it in the chat. If you want a chance to win a Sam Howell signed jersey, burgundy one, all you got to do is download that app. Just click Mojo, the link right there. It has to be through that link, Mojo Fantasy. Click that link, comment done after you do so. If you entered one in a preview, if you entered the Jahan Dotson one, you're still entered in this one as well. And yeah, man, hopefully one of you guys win. That is, that's in the chat right now. Because hey, Sam Howell jersey, signed one, will go crazy. I wish I had one myself. Maybe I'll get one. Art says 24-17 Commanders. I hope, man. I really, really hope. As long as it's a dub, I'm happy with it. But I do have a couple Mojo picks, and the props weren't ready for when I had to make the graphic, so the graphic will be up tomorrow. But the props got updated recently, and I will be giving you guys some of my picks. So if you want to compete, go ahead and do that. And the Mojo Fantasy app is not eligible in like Virginia and Maryland, which is unfortunate. It is available in DC though, so if you're going into work, you can go ahead and download it in DC for sure. But let me pull up some of the props that I like in this Commanders game. So Justin Fields, his over-under is 35.5 rushing yards. I actually want to see what that number is, you know, what he averages. So he averages around 33.5 a game. I don't know, man. I can't remember what he did last year against us. You know, I'm trying to think if I want to go over under on this prop. You guys can go ahead and let me know in the comment section what I should do, if I should go over under on that prop. 35.5 rushing yards for Justin Fields. I could definitely see him getting it. I could 100% see him getting 35.5 or over 35.5 rushing yards. I think it's going to be close. I'll go ahead and say over for now. I think that's like the only one they'll really get over. Besides that, I think our offense will do pretty well. Another one is Terry McLaurin. His line is 63.5 receiving yards. He hit his over last week. I'm going to go over 63.5, especially with that weak secondary. I think he's going to get over 63.5. And let's see. Yeah, White Rabbit, I agree with that, way over. Or, I mean, maybe not way over, but I think it'll go over. But definitely could go way over. And yeah, I'm going over for Terry as well, 63.5. I mean, I think that's pretty safe, hopefully. I think he'll have a good game against his weak secondary. I'm thinking about Jahan as well. It just Jahan has struggled recently. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do Jahan over 44.5 receiving yards just to be optimistic. I don't know if I'm officially going to put that as a play, but you guys will see on my Twitter later on. What's up, John? Appreciate you coming through. And again, if you guys want to go ahead, just download the Mojo Fantasy app, especially if you are in an eligible state. It really does help me out. So if you're in DC ever, go ahead and download it. Florida, California, Texas, Oregon, a bunch of those states, they've got it. So go ahead and check it out for a chance to win a signed Sam Howell jersey. But that's kind of my prediction on the Jahan Dotson prop right there. Brian Robinson, I will go over on his yards. His yards are 65.5. He definitely didn't get that last week, but he, you know, I think we're going to be up in this game. So at the end, they're going to be running the ball. They're going to be running the ball. White Rabbit, even if you're in New York, you can go ahead and download it, even if it's out of state, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. Even though you can't play, a download counts as an entry. So go ahead and do it. If you do it and comment done, you're good to go. And if you have a question, if your state's eligible, just ask in the comment section. Yeah, John, Maryland, you know, they're working on Maryland and Virginia, but if you're ever in DC, go ahead and do it and just download it and let me know. But those are kind of the props I feel good about. The Brian Robinson, I think he'll hit over. Jahan and Terry, I'm really hoping for over for Jahan. He needs a good game. And then Terry, I feel confident with the over. And then Justin Fields, I'll go over on his rushing yards as well. I'm trying to think of any guy I should go under on. Do you guys have any guys you think will underperform, whether it's on the Commanders or the Chicago Bears? Like, I'm looking at DJ Moore. DJ Moore's prop his over under is 57.5. That's a, you know, iffy one. I don't know. What's up, DeAndre? Appreciate you coming through. You going to the game tomorrow? Let me know. If any of you guys are going to the game, let me know. I will be there tomorrow night. Should be a good one. Might be get there not late to the game, but like not early enough to tailgate. But I'm excited for it. We better get the dub. Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, Alabama is not eligible. I doubt it. But there's a couple of states near there that are. But yeah, I mean, you guys can just download it and comment done, and you're in. Donald Jenkins says, yeah, I live in Maryland. I always just drive across the bridge to Virginia. If you're ever in DC, go ahead and do it. James, what's up? White Rabbit says, do you and Ed Oliver meet up at the games, Pedro? I think Ed, he went to the Bills game. He usually goes to like 1 game or 2 games a year. Hasn't matched up yet. Haven't met Ed yet in person. It'll happen eventually, whether it be training camp or stuff like that. Met Rio. We'll see it. Probably we'll see him at the game tomorrow and guys like that. I think Juan might be going to the game too, so I'll try to meet up with those guys. But yeah, you guys can go ahead and download that app and just let me know that you did it, and you guys will be entered. So wait, Ed said he's gonna be there tomorrow? Really? Okay. I mean, I didn't know that. But I guess I'll meet up with him tomorrow if he will be there. I know Rio will be there for sure. So if you guys have any more questions or talking points, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll be live for a few more minutes. Again, this is a huge game. Let's see. Let's go back to the normal overlay. And again, huge shout out to Mojo for sponsoring today's video or today's stream. Make sure you guys check them out. Use that link, especially if you guys are in an eligible state. It would really help me out a ton. Even if you're not, go ahead and download that. I will not be going to the Eagles game, Todd. We'll be back at school on that one. Tasaga says, do you think the defense will have a bounce back game? I hope. I mean, if you don't have a bounce back game against the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields, like, I don't know when you're going to have one. I mean, maybe you'll be able to have one against the Falcons the next week because Desmond Ritter's not great. White Rabbit says, will you live stream from the game like after a touchdown tomorrow? Probably not live stream like during the game, but maybe a little bit before or after. I'll do a live reaction, but gonna just try to take it all in tomorrow. My first time being at a primetime game. Like, I've never been to a primetime game, so I'm really excited for that. I am really excited for that. I think it'll be a good opportunity, and I hope we win. Saga says, do you think Taylor Heinicke will be the starter when we play the Falcons? I don't think so. I think they'll probably keep him a little bit more. I think they'll keep Ritter going for a little bit more, and then eventually I think they will go to Heinicke later in the season. I'll be there tomorrow. If I see you, I'll definitely say what's up. Yeah, for sure, Declan. And I can't remember the exactly section, but I'm somewhere in the 400s. But I'll definitely go some. If you guys just follow my Twitter or just look at the community tab, and I'll probably post where I'll be at halftime. I'll probably go somewhere just to meet up with some of you guys. But I'm excited for sure. Just got to get the win, man. I really don't want to go all the way up to Landover, Maryland from Blacksburg just to see an L. Saga says, trade for Kyle Pitts if the Falcons want to part ways. I mean, I wouldn't mind. He's definitely underutilized in Atlanta, but I think other teams would be willing to give up more. I don't even know if the Falcons would trade him, but they should. I mean, they don't use him properly. They don't use him properly at all. And yeah, I think, as a fantasy owner, a very frustrated fantasy owner, I think they should move on from him. White Rabbit says, awesome, hope you have fun, and thanks for giving us great analysis on site on our favorite team. Got to run, but I'll watch again later. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate White Rabbit for coming through. And yeah, I'll, a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I know Rio's live, so if you guys want to check that out after the stream, go ahead. Hit that like button though. Let's get up to 25 likes on the stream right now, and subscribe if you guys are new. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Appreciate everyone for coming through. If you have any last minute questions, go ahead and put them in the chat or in the comment section. I'll make sure to answer those. But yeah, tomorrow, Casper, right when I'm done. But appreciate you coming through. You can watch a replay, but let's definitely meet up at the game tomorrow. Like, just put your section there. And again, I'll put up a community post of where I'll be at halftime to try to meet up as many of you guys as I can. But let's get this dub, man. Get to 3-2, and hail to the Commanders. Peace, guys.